Welcome gamers, my name is Daz Tactic, welcome to the channel, welcome to this sort of one-off video where we're going to be looking at the celebration that is Warhammer Classics. There's a whole lot of titles coming back to Steam, or even first time to Steam actually, going right back through the classic era of Warhammer. And so this particular video is going to be looking at, I guess, a brief history of Warhammer, not the actual Warhammer timeline as such, but the actual development of Warhammer. So it sort of gets us to the classic era and then go through the classic games. We've got 10 games that we're going to be sort of doing a bit of a deeper dive through. I do want to thank right off the bat, thanking Sneg, the publishing company, for actually sponsoring this video. And we're going to be looking at their games in particular. They've got 10 of the 20 odd games I think it is, that are coming into the classic range on Steam. And so Sneg has been involved either as a publisher or as a publisher/developer. So what they've done is they're very, very good at getting classic games and then restructuring them to make them work in a modern environment. And I've tested most of the games that I've got to show, and the ones that we were concerned that I may not be able to show, no problem at all. So that's not going to be an issue. So I think it's going to be fun. So anyway, we're just going to go through, I'm going to fairly quickly go through the history, so we're just going to gloss over those. It just gives you a bit of a sense of the timeline. It's actually been more time since, there's been more time with computer games doing Warhammer than there has from when Warhammer first started to when the first computer game came out. So it's sort of like we're sort of in a funny sort of, you should always think that the history must be there a long way beforehand, or even the opposite. You may sort of think that it's actually started with computer games, but it didn't. It actually was. It had a 20 odd year history of before the computer games even came along. So let's go through that. I've got a timeline down the bottom through here where I can sort of rattle through different things. But you can see there in 1975, Games Workshop was then founded, and Games Workshop then, of course, became the Warhammer franchise. They still control that, of course. In June of 1977, they then released a magazine called White Dwarf, and I still remember going into town to actually every few weeks to go and pick up a copy of White Dwarf. It was incredible. It was mainly structured around, Warhammer didn't exist then, and so it was mainly structured around Dungeons and Dragons or Traveller. Those sort of games is really what it sort of did focus on. But it actually was a very, very immersive and very, very well done publication. Great little publication. Then we've got Citadel Miniatures was established in 1979, and that again was more Dungeons and Dragons type focus. And then finally we get them across to in 1983 we get the first of the actual Warhammer elements coming through, which is the Warhammer Fantasy Battle first edition. This is actually the rule set for playing as with Warhammer Fantasy Battles. It was still a few years, or a couple of years I think, before the miniatures started to come along. I think that was in around about 1986 or 1985, somewhere in around there. So you had the Fantasy Battle edition, first edition, second edition, third edition, taking us into 1987. Then we actually end up with the first of the Warhammer 40,000 releases, which is the rule set for 40,000, and it was called Rogue Trader. So that was actually the name of it. I mean, we've got computer games called Rogue Trader. I didn't want to sort of make it confusing, but this was actually Warhammer 40,000 version 1. So the first edition in September of 1987. Let's just move forward our timeline a little bit. We'll sort of scoot along because we're getting close to where the actual games kick off. Anyway, so Warhammer Fantasy Battle Edition, 4th edition in 1992. The second edition, which they then dropped the Rogue Trader title in October 1993 for Warhammer 40,000. And so by that stage, we're now established as Warhammer 40,000. Miniatures are being built and people are playing the tabletop games, and it's become very, very, very popular at this point in time. You've got the full, I don't know if they're still around, I'm guessing they still would be, where you've got like whole big areas of industrial space that have been taken up with people, playing these massive games. I mean, assuming it still is there. I just remember in that sort of era, that being a very, very big thing. If you went to any town, pretty much anywhere, there'd be somewhere in the middle where there'd be a whole lot of nerds like us that were playing this particular game. I never played it, to be honest, but I always looked at it with a lot of interest, thinking, oh, that looks really cool. But I never, ever got to do that one, unfortunately. Finally, we get to the start of the actual, I guess, what this presentation is going to be about, which is going to be specifically the SNEG-based games that we're going to be playing. They're going to have a little orange sort of symbol back and through here. I've got purple for the actual histories of what's going on. Orange is going to be where the SNEG publishing has sort of now come in and taken over an old title and sort of restructured it, not remastered it as such. Well, not strictly speaking, it's more just getting it to work in a modern environment, and it works well. So anyway, let's get into Shadow of the Horned Rat. I've missed a little of the start. It's hard to sort of get it all to sort of kick in, but this is the game. From when was this? 1995, 1996, somewhere in there. Fairly intricate cutscene for this era of 1995. It's of course the era of Master of Magic and those sort of games as well. There he goes, sneaking down the steps, and off he goes. Anyways, this is our first of the actual classics that we get for Warhammer. So Shadow of the Horned Rat. Let's get into it. So we've got a new campaign. Let's go and click on this one through here. You don't have, like it's on my screen. I've got to really look in close to sort of be able to see it. It's a very, very small game. It does start off in full screen, but I can't record in full screen. So I've been able to zoom in a little bit for what you're seeing, but I'm seeing it in a much, much smaller environment, believe me. We've got a new campaign. Commander Bernhardt, that'll do. We'll just stick with that one. Now, this is essentially the control screen, and again, it's just nicely done for this era. You know, you've got a book of magic where you've sort of go through, and you've got like different magical items. This is the Grudgebringer, which is a sword. You can go to the next one, which is a potion of strength, etc., etc. So it just gives you a bit of a rundown. I'm going to have a lot of trouble reading those with the size that it is on my screen. You can abort the campaign there as well. The troop roster just goes through the sorts of troops that you then sort of control. So there is a story underneath it, and it was fairly well received. Like I've got in down with what we actually have there. You can see it's like 78 out of 100 essentially is the scoring that it did receive back in that sort of era. So I've sort of got as much as I can get the scoring. I've got the scoring in there. Anyway, they've got the Grudgebringer cavalry back into this other side, and then we actually have also Grudgebringer infantry is what we start with. So we've got some sort of like basic troops. We can have a look at the stats as well. You know, so there's actually like a fairly big thing. Again, heavily inspired by the sort of around the things that Dungeons and Dragons had to get at that stage as well. But they also had their own system, but it was quite intricate, as you can sort of see in through there. Let's just click on done. We've got Battle Bestiary in through here, so we know about men. We know about dwarves and goblins. What else do we know about orcs? Some information there. Skaven, which is really what this thing's centered around, is the Skaven. And that's it. So that's all we have at this stage. I don't know if it adds to it as it goes. I hadn't ever really played this title until literally a couple of hours ago when I was just testing it all out to see if it would actually then go and work. Let's just go and click on done. Then over through here, you've got 500 gold crowns to invest in whatever it is that we're going to be doing. We've got other things up through here, like you can click here to save the game if you're wanting to change your options back up through here again. So you've got a few different things you can sort of then go and change. We're just going to cancel that one. But over here, you've got select a mission. So this guy gives you the mission. And so protect Snappleburg is the first of these missions. Now, we've got a few different things we can do, like brief.
I have spoken to the elder of the hamlet. Snappleburg needs hired thugs for protection from orc and goblin.
Again, pretty amazing having text, voice.
Have established a camp somewhere in this area before nearby villages
in this era.
Pillaged in the last 3 weeks. The locals live in fear of an attack. We will be stationed in this forsaken Blackwater for 2 weeks. During this time, it will be our duty to protect the peasants.
I don't know if we can skip.
2 weeks will give you enough time to find us more work. I'm tired of risking my life.
There we go.
But
I think we
peasants.
can get through there. So we'll just skip past that. I just wanted to show you how the game does sort of operate. So I think we're in Wisenhelm in through here, which is just over the Black Mountains from Altdorf from the Empire. So we're sort of on the edge of the Badlands. If you know your Warhammer maps and lore, etc., then you're sort of like we've got Bretonnia back over through this other side, the Empire up through here, Chaos in the north, but we're really looking at these World's Edge Mountains in through here. We've got like the Chaos Dwarves, for example, back over this other side. I'm not sure if they come into it at all. The Vaults, which I think are Skaven, so there'll be sort of like Skaven territory in there. Let's just go and accept this anyway. So we now need to bring in the different group. Now the total cost at the moment is we've got this particular Grudgebringer cavalry, and we also then have the infantry. Now I'll bring both just by clicking on it. So it's going to cost me 320 gold, and current coffers hold 600 gold crowns. Click on regiment to select, control plus click to view regiment details. So we can actually bring up, I'll just show you these things just in case you're interested again, so you can sort of look at the stats, etc, etc. Got to be careful I don't press the little X. But if you're playing this, it'll be full screen on your monitor, I would guess. So we'll just go and click on done and have both of those involved and done. I'm going to change the marching order, which I'm guessing this is again for in case you're surprised, but I'll keep the cavalry out in front. Let's just go and click on done. And so they're now moving their way from Wisenhelm up to Snappleburg. And here we go. We've actually now got ourselves a real-time battle, 1995, where I can zoom in a little bit. It's a bit hard to sort of, I can zoom in this way. I can right-click to zoom out. I can start the battle. At the moment, we're in a deployment sort of phase. I think I can change. It's a bit hard to sort of do it. You right-click and move your elements up. This is a village that we have to protect. So I'm just going to stay on the outside edge of the town with my group. I'm just going to go and drag these units up into where the town actually is. So I'll bring that one up to there, and I'll bring this one up as well. So we've got a road that sort of is there. Now I definitely need to be protecting. Looks like there's a town up in here, or some sort of farm. We've got a farmland in through there as well, farmland in through there as well. So what we need to do is we need to protect this village from the ravages of the orcs, etc., or the greenskins. Over through here, we're aware of one group of which is goblin stickers, which should be fairly simple for us to deal with. I think what I might do is I might actually even rotate these around, because if the goblin stickers come in, we should be able to cut them off with these guys. Now, I don't know if I can change, that's just changing the whole map if I do that one through there. I can change the widths and heights, so I can sort of make them a little bit more that way, which is now 5. If I go back the other way, I can sort of just change the layout for them. Let's go back to this one over through here. We'll just change that layout as well. So I can go a little bit wider with these. So that will be okay. Let's go in and get the battle started. I can pause it. It pauses everything, including the sound. And so they're moving in. What I might do is I might just move them up. Just give them a movement order up to that position there. Go back to this one here. Give them an order to attack these guys. Another one coming. Here we go. So we'll go to this one here. I don't think it's pausable. I don't think I can give orders when it's like this. So it's not active pause. What are they thinking? It's 1995. They don't have active pause. Anyway, we'll just go back. So we've got this one in here now. Attack those. So we've got some like orcs. These are goblin wolf riders. Hang on. Attack them, guys. Attack them. There they go. There's a battle going on there. You've got to attack. I don't know why I'm being chased around. This isn't supposed to happen. I think I must have clicked on something wrong.
Destroy them.
I'm not sure who's winning that. I've got a funny feeling we're losing that one. I think we've been wiped out. We've finished off this one pretty much. Come on, move, 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 move. There we go.
Engage!
Alright, so I screwed that one up pretty badly. It's pretty impressive for 1995, I gotta say. So we're coming back in. Now they're coming back in to raid the town. God, we really struggled there. Really struggled. With WASD keys won't work. They're killing off the villagers. Just about all of their men, 12 of them. I screwed up that one very, very badly. I'm not sure what all these other things do. There's no tooltips, of course. I think we've lost. I think we have lost. What else have we got? Oh, that's actually what they do, I guess. So full defense. Yeah, I'm not sure what that does, actually. Mission objectives are you eliminate the enemy, protect the village. Well, we're not doing a very good job of that. That's as far in as we can zoom. We've been surrounded. Now we're... oh no, we're chasing them off. That looks like we've won. Okay, so we'll we can get out of the battle now, I think. Nope, they're back in again. Zoom back out again. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We'll be attacked again. I think I may have been able to do other things up in here. So we're getting the war and get 'em lads and stuff like that. Well, we played that one terribly. The Emperor will not be happy with this. It's funny, you keep on sort of using the scroll wheel and stuff, but it doesn't work that way. It is mouse controlled, but not as finessed as what we're used to with modern games, I guess. Are you going to be destroyed here? I don't think I can get out of the game just yet. I'm just going to be playing the games for, you know, like maybe sort of like a few minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes, I guess. Just to give you a feel for what it's like. Yeah, I think we're screwed. This is pretty advanced for the time, I gotta say. Yeah, no, we screwed up there. There's still got 3 of them left. Yep, 3 of 12. And we're completely decimated. Not sure what that does. Oh, there we go. We can now leave. The mission was a failure. 5 villagers were killed. So debriefing to protect Schnappelberg mission. So that was not good. So we did have 1 cavalry survive. The infantry did pretty well in terms of the number of kills. But there's none of them left. Initial payment. Yeah, so we've gone down now as well. Just going to click on done. So meanwhile, in the Curse City of Skavenblight, Grey Seer Tankwall harnesses the power of Warpstone to create his latest monstrosity. So this is, I guess, now the really sort of like the bits and pieces of the story. But I think we're supposed to have won that battle. Again, the animation is good for this era. Very good, actually. Which again, Games Workshop was doing some amazing stuff with art and also story and things in this era, and in the lead up in the 20 years beforehand. Voice acting is good for this as well. I think I might leave it there for this one, just so that it gives you a feel for how the game is played. It gives you a feel for the cutscenes and how things are sort of working and setting things up. So yeah, we lost that one. We now would have to go back through and try to find another. We've got a few different things we can then sort of go and do down in here as well. So we've got a few different missions that then come up. So very much like Battle Brothers, I guess. Anyway, that is the Shadow of the Horned Rat. So in this era, basically we're looking at the end of 1995 into 1996. It's definitely the fantasy battle aspects of what has been done with the game are the prevalent way of doing things. As we come across into 1997 and 1998, we get a couple more of these orange games that we're going to then sort of be showing. So the next one is Final Liberation, Warhammer Epic 40,000. So we're starting to now, the next game is a Warhammer 40,000 game. And I think the computers probably really did sort of push the 40,000 more, give it more prevalence than the tabletop. I'm not sure when it sort of changed over, to being the more popular version. Anyway, let's have a look at Final Liberation. Good old SSI. If you're in my vintage, you'll certainly remember SSI as an incredibly good company of games. I won't spin this one too much, but anyway. Here we are, Final Liberation, Epic 40,000. So it wasn't even like it's Warhammer Epic 40,000. So this is fairly new into the era of the Warhammer 40,000, of course. So there's not as much stringent sort of control over what things were called at this point in time. So anyway, let's get into it. And I haven't played this before, so I'm not sure what I'm really doing with this one. So load an old game, view the codex. That's interesting. It's always interesting to see these sorts of things. Adeptus Administratum, the Directory Prime. God, it's incredible. I just get blown away by just how deep the lore is in Warhammer. Particularly Warhammer 40,000. It's just phenomenal. It's just genius work that was sort of then gone and done. View infantry units. Yeah, so that's what we've gone through here. Tanks and bikes. Yeah, so this is the Titans. And then, of course, the other units as well, like the dropships and things, skimmers and flyers. So, again, this is from 1997, 1998, somewhere in there. It'll be down the bottom there. I can't see it on my screen now because this is sort of then covering it. And I'm guessing we go through background information on the 40k environment. Wow, I would love to just read this, to be honest. Spend a couple of hours just going through the lore. How what the thought process was back then. It had been around for a few years now, the Warhammer 40,000. The Forces of Chaos in through there. So this is the Eldar. What else have we got? The Tyranids. Awesome. Actually, that's the end of it. Let's just get back out of there. So we've got the this one here is the Galaxy Contains. Yeah, that's just basically the whole galaxy. Then we have the Imperium forces, the Orcs, Chaos, So this is pretty cool, I gotta say. Let's just go back to it and just see what the game is actually like. So we've got ourselves, this is start a quick battle, and we've got start a campaign to liberate Volostad. Let's go and start this one. So difficulty, we'll ramp it up to middle, and play mode. Phases are detached at a time for the whole, so I'm not sure how that one then works. Phases are a detachment at a time. I'll do it that way. I think it means you play turn by turn by turn. Let's just go to it. We'll be listing the other games that are in this pack, by the way. There's not the pack, but in the grouping. This is sort of like the start of 3D stuff in games, like in terms of cutscenes. God, it's so nostalgic. Commander, deploy your units. This is pretty cool. So we've got Space Marines backing through here. Wonder what this is. Zoom in, zoom out. Right, that's interesting. So we've got a group of Space Marines.
Sir.
That's all we've got. What's this thing here? A Thunderhawk. All right, well, and we've got whirlwinds down here. So I think these are artillery. Yeah, I can just left click to move them up into different positions. If I click on the map, I can't let go of it. Let's put one at the top there. So this is a full-on battle. The WASD keys don't move. They do trigger some of these things. They're custom. Yeah, that's okay. Place units in single line formation. I'm guessing if I go and click on these, it seems to sort of change the order of what they then go and do. Now, how do I move across? Okay, facing. That's interesting. I should have probably sort of checked this one a little bit more. Continue to tactical game. So I'm going to entrench. Center map on current unit. There we go. Sort of what I wanted to do. There's some more whirlwinds. So what's that? Is that a whirlwind? Yeah, that's a whirlwind company there. And we actually have this group in here. If I go and load that one on, where was that one? Okay, so it looks like we've now got the Thunderhawk. Must have units on board, I guess. Let's just go across and continue the tactical game. So we're going to start to move up. You can go into the trees, that's good. Yep, I can just scroll this one. No target to fire at. Cycle to the next available target. Unload. Entrench current group. Yep. So we've got the game options. Call for airstrikes. I'll just turn it down a little bit. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. I might just scroll it down. Just bear with me. Whoops. Doesn't like that aspect. Alright. Just scroll out to the edges. I don't know why I can't move that one up. Yeah, so I'll just let that one go through in the current phase. Warboss scroll, turn 1. So we've seen bikers, I think. New Thunderhawk. So yeah, it's in different phases. Yeah, we're seeing them up the top. Yeah, here they go. Here's all the orcs. Okay, we can drop off. Now it's going to center the map, I think. Unload units. Let that phase go. Oh, here we go. We've got predators as well. I didn't even realise we had these. So I can move a certain distance. I can move up to there. Should have positioned them higher up. I'm assuming I can't go through the green water. Looks like it's toxic. Bring them across with auto cannons and las cannons. How do we get to the next unit, next available? Comes his units. Whirlwind. I think I should have put them on, like, you know, units on board where I possibly could have. It's nice. It's the facing. You can change the facing. Very cool. So I'll cycle to the next unit. There we go. In phase, yes. Alright, so that's a clean way of being able to check on who's who. Looks like we sort of lose sight of them when they're in behind different areas as well.
Sir. Sir. Sir.
Oh, I've got to somehow undo this one. That's the field of movement. If I can just get it out of here. Field of fire. Call for airstrikes. Oh, there we go. We sort of unentrench. Looks like we may get a shot in here. No, I don't think we do. No, not yet. Alright, let's end our phase there. It's now turn 2 for them. Getting onto the heights. Yeah, we've got head the transport. How do we get rid of this one? Go. Maybe it has to just stay there, I think. Okay, we'll see what actually happens. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that in that phase. So it's each type gets to have a phase. I wonder what the random battles are like. Sounds like it would be fairly interesting to sort of see what that actually does do. That'll do. I'll get another one. Didn't even realise. Phase. I won't spend too much time with these, but I just wanted to just give you a feel for what's happening with it. I can't get on there, we're blocked in. I'll do one in that phase there. I'm guessing this is what they had selected at the start, was, you know, whether it's just one type gets to go and then or everyone does gets to go. Oh, there we go. Reaction fire, that's good.
Sir.
Oh, there we go, good. So they're now off. They're firing at us. All right, that's cool. The arrow keys work in terms of scrolling around the map. Oh, there's a lot of them. A lot of orcs. Don't think there's any targets. No targets yet.
Sir. Sir.
Into the tree line.
Commissar.
Bring the predators across. Can't fire at anyone. Facing. If you have a look at the where was it? There was one there that showed the ranges. So that's the field of movement. Then there was field of fire. Looks like I have to stop before I can fire those, I would guess. This is a field of fire. So the field of fire, so I think as soon as I move, I then lose that. Yes, I do. All right, interesting. Just feel the fire here. And again, it can't do anything once it's moved. You get in the way of your units. So once I'm in position, I can then... Oh, we just had a reaction shot coming back against the orcs. So we'll leave that one where that one is, I think, in the current phase.
Sir. Commissar.
Just get up one side of the bridge.
Sir.
Okay, we've A little bit of area there that we can sort of poke our heads out.
Sir. Commissar.
Okay, that's all done. I won't play for much longer because I'm really only supposed to be playing these for just a very, very short period, just to give you a feel for what each game has then got. Whoa, nice. Can't do any more than that. Now we've got the Predators, and again, they can fire at this one. That's the only one that they can fire at. So by leaving that on there, we at least can sort of see what they can do. Missed. Missed again. That was the autocannon, I think was the last one. That's all we can do. They can't move after they've done that. Here we go, I've got a few others. So this is the Fire Predator at Evil Sons, 32% chance of a hit. 33 there, Evil Sons. Evil Sons. The Evil Sons as well. I don't know who Evil Sons are, they must have been from that era. I just got no idea. Let's try to kill this thing off. I like that you've got a 2-hit chance as well. There we go, another one down. That unit has now been wiped out. Oh, here we go, another hit. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I don't want to be spending too much time with each of the actual games. So just give you enough so you get a feel for what it plays like. Again, I'm impressed with this era. I'm very impressed. All right, well, let's look at Dark Omen now, which came from 1998. No, yes, 1998. I'm thinking oh, I should be 2000. No, 1998, and it rated a pretty high 85, which is actually good in that period. This is quite funny, actually. If you go and play the tutorial and then don't do what he says, he gets angry with you. Let's go and have a look.
We begin the tutorial by getting used to the camera controls. To move the view around the battlefield, hold the right mouse button.
So it does go through some, just basic movements. If we go and skip ahead, watch what he does.
Now that's not what I told you to do, is it? You'll just have to start again.
Mission over. I really like that one. Anyway, it's what this one is it's again very much a real-time combat game, and again it's pretty cool. So if we just go into new campaign in here.
Evil forces gathering in the southern lands, commanded by Hart's mercenary army, the Grudge Brigands, lifting a small trading post from attack by goblins.
Excuse me. It's pretty cool for the era, I've got to say, for what they've done here. So we need to deploy our troops. Now, we've got a few different troops over through here that we then need to sort of go and apply. And again, I won't spend too much time. Just want to give you an idea as to what this game is actually like and about. So to move it around, I've got to right-click to be able to have a look around the actual place itself. So we've got a group up through there, which I don't know anything at all about. Okay, Goblin Knight Archers. What else do we see? If I press the space bar, I then get an overview of the actual map itself. So we've got like looks like we've got a ford in through that side. I can't move around. That's the only one I can see back down through here. Let's just press space again and have a quick look down at this location. I'm not sure. I think that may be, I think we have to go around the outside edge. So we're going to need to charge up this road, I'm imagining. So let's just go and grab these. You just click and drag them up to where you want them to be. We've then got other troops as well. We've got some infantry. We'll just move them up. To change the facing, you just get near them, and it should then change the cursor. You see how it changes to a cursor? You can just change the facing that way. What are these guys? These are archers, and then we actually have some cannons. Now the cannons, apparently you can't move once you get started, so we'll leave them. I'll just leave them where they are, I guess. Alright, that'll do us, so we'll deploy our troops. We're done. So I'm just going to go up and yeah, we're seeing a few different enemies now.
Let's spill their green blood.
So let's move up a little bit with our units. Just left click is nice and simple.
Aye, sir. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Aye, sir.
Start to bombard them.
We're under fire. Aye, sir.
Smash into those.
Yes, my lord. Aye, sir. We're under fire.
Charge.
We're under attack. We're under fire.
If this guy can actually then go back up here. Yeah, it's just left click once you've sort of got things selected. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Nice. Just select the actual area to get them to do things. The actual banner that they've got.
To arms.
There we go. We've done this one. We'll now attack this one here. They will then just go into automatic charge mode when they do it.
To arms.
Not bad for the era, I've got to say. Not bad at all for the era. So now they charge. And then they should decimate these without any real issue.
Crush them. Aye, sir. Enemy sighted.
Another one that's now sighted back up in here. So another group coming in.
Engage. Enemy sighted.
Yeah, when you left click, you've got to be very careful. You've got to actually hit the banners.
Attack! Charge! Engage. Yes, my lord. To arms.
Where's the other one? There's another. Looks like there's another unit that shouldn't be around somewhere. Back in here. I can use the left and right mouse buttons to sort of have a bit of a look to see what's around on the battlefield. Oh yeah, there they are.
Forward!
Moving off. Okay, they're done now.
To arms.
There we go. Charging in with just a few little units left. What is this? Night goblins in this case.
Charge!
They're in there. Mission over. There we go. Nice and fast. Your regiments stay with you throughout the campaign. Don't let them become decimated. You'll need them in later battles. Fine. You're victorious, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's, that is, was that Dark Omen? I think it's Dark Omen. So, yeah, pretty cool. Again, Grudgebringer Cavalry. So we're looking at the, pretty much just the fantasy, back in the fantasy realm again. Very, very nice. All right, now we're going to be playing Chaos Gate, Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate, which is, again, developed originally by SSI. With Random Games, but is sort of now Sneg has sort of been able to get involved and made it so that it'll play on our computers. Again, this is a fairly interesting game. It's sort of fairly innovative for its time, just having a bit of a look at it. And again, it's sort of fairly engaging. You can see why they're classics. Now this is going to be the cut scene. I know some of you like these, some of you don't.
Chaos that 10 millennia ago seduced 9 lords.
Have you seen the artifacts in the video?
Rebellion and civil war. Only the boldness of the Emperor and his remaining Space Marine forces drove the Dark Hordes into the Eye of Terror.
I don't know what frame rate it is, but it looks pretty low. I guess about 12.
Their campaigns against the Imperium, and now, more powerful than ever, the Chaos forces of the Dark Lord Zimran strike at the very heart of the Imperium.
Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate is what it should then say at the end there, I think. Yeah, there we go. Very, very cool. Okay, so we'll get into the actual game itself. Now, I've played it very, very briefly. One thing I will sort of show is the options. These are pretty cool. You can actually sort of change the speed of your units down a little bit, and same with the effects. You've got your various sound effects and how they sort of kick in through here. You also then have we can do it at 1080p, which is not bad. So that's what I'm playing it at this stage. I don't know if this was brought in with the new changes or not, if that was sort of like a part of that particular exercise. What have you got? Turn unit animation on or off. You've got music, etc., etc. Anyway, there's a whole lot of different stuff. We'll just click on OK there. I was interested in that because, a bit of the history of gaming. It's sort of showing this is quite an innovative game. Let's go into new game. We have a few different things we can do. We can either play a new campaign, we can play a single scenario, or we can play a random scenario. This is one of the, I'm pretty impressed with this actually. We'll just play it with Veteran. We do actually have Space Marine, Veteran, Hero, and then Mighty Hero, which I'm surprised at the naming. And I guess, again, it's early days here for Warhammer 40,000. I just would have thought they would have gone with something a bit more like, with the actual ranks of the different types of units and, sort of ending up with God Emperor or something like that. Anyway, that's okay. It's early days in the scheme of things. This is their random map settings, which again is really, really quite nice. So you can sort of change your random map settings back and through there. What sort of size I think is the medium map, for example, small map. Not sure what that does. Oh, that must be the small to medium. Yeah, let's just play on a small. We'll go into here, randomize all, and what I can then go and do is say I want it vehicle friendly. So I can then change things so that it'll be more friendly for vehicles, which is really quite nice again. Random weapons, yeah, I'll just leave that one on as well. Why not? Actually, maybe not. Let's not do that. Just because I think it'll take me too much time to fiddle about with it. So what are we going through here? This is the number of, that's the level of difficulty, that's okay. Number of ultra squads, I'll just go with 1. Number of special characters, I'll just go with 0 at this stage, just to sort of show what it does do. Ultra vehicles, I'll just go with 1. And what have we got there? This is the ultra skill. Again, I'll just go with 1 there. So this is the actual thing that we have to do in here. So we've got swamps, Arctic, lava or forest. Have we got anything else? Yes, we do. Industrial. Let's go industrial. That's got to be. Oh, that actually sets it all to 0s. Wasteland. Yeah, okay, that's still okay. We'll do that one. Actually, industrial with. Yeah, okay, that'll do. And then we have secure area, assault, search and destroy, headhunter, resupply raid. So different styles. Again, this is so long ago. This is 30 years ago. It's pretty amazing for what it does do. Again, even just the way it's graphically sort of showing what sort of style of game you're going to be playing. Very, very impressed, I've got to say. This is the area where we have the briefing. So intensive scans indicate the presence of Chaos forces. The name of the Emperor brings swift vengeance upon all the traitors. In through here we can then go out into the options. We can eventually leave to enter combat there, but we have to set up first. Back over here we've got configure vehicles, which we can't do just yet. So we have to then configure and choose squads. So I've got the Terminator squad selected. I think I can, no, that's all I can grab is just the one squad. And I've then got different leaders down through here. I'll just put a captain in there for now. And I think that's all I need to do. And then I can just leave, configure the selected squads. I won't spend any time with these, but we can just go, this is their names back and through here. So we've got the different Terminators with their different weapon loadouts. So you can change all that. But again, we want to get into the game and just show you the scope of what this thing has got before I go to the next game after this. Previous, that's the characters. We've got an encyclopedia here again as well, which is pretty damn cool. Devastator, yeah, this is good stuff, isn't it? It's the stuff we've grown to love. Anyway, how do we get out of here? There we go, exit door. And now we can, still not enter battle, now we can go to the vehicle. And so we actually have a dreadnought, a land speeder. It's got to be a dreadnought, surely. Got a rhino. Yeah, let's just go that way. And I don't know if I have to do anything else with that one there. Now we can enter combat. So we have, it's a bit like XCOM, I guess, the original XCOM, just with, and that was around this era, you know, like it's, but this is, I'm surprised I didn't know about this back in the day, you know, like, or didn't take notice of it. It's just, it really does surprise me, because it's just so damn good. It's the sort of game that I love. I'm not sure how we move. Options, map, mini map. God, it's tiny. Just leave it up there. It's got a bit of glitching going on, but that's okay. So how do we move? Aim shot, direct fire, and walk. That's the action points. Can't do it. This is a bit slow, isn't it? I sort of moved the animation speed down a little bit. I'm still impressed though, like, you know, this era, what it was doing. I don't know if we can, you know, the arrow keys will just move things around. The mouse doesn't do much at all. Whoops, it does change the facing. Just go back to movement. Okay, it doesn't seem to be able to do it. Can it do two things at once? It can. Wow.
We have engaged the enemy.
Where is the enemy? Something in there, I think. Maybe the vehicles get a turn afterwards. Let's try how to move him. Let's put it into Overwatch for now. That seems to be working. I don't know why the movement stopped. To end our turn, I'm guessing it's going to be that one. Oh, there we go. It's down this way. Start turn 2. Here we go.
Feel the Imperium's might!
He's lost all of his moves now. So another guy at the back there. We're out of
Chaos troops present.
there we go, he's down. Not sure what that is there, the little symbols and stuff, what they actually refer to. You know, I like that the game is actually, you know, sort of making the walls go down when it needs to and doing things like this.
We have their location.
Oh, here we go. We've got Chaos Marines back up there. Have to watch out for them.
You die by the hand of chaos. You do no better than that.
This is pretty damn good. Now, how do we get down to the next level? Because if I just select the unit, yep, that'll do us.
Nay, I do not understand the order.
So 48. Let's pop this into Overwatch. I'm not sure what I have to do with this to get it to move. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, that gives you a feel for this one as well. So I don't want to spend too much time in each game. But again, I'm impressed with what this game does and how it does it. It's for its era, it's incredible. No wonder these are classics. They really are. Like just you know what they bring. It's just amazing. Anyway, we'll go on to the next one. There's a whole cluster of them in around these mid to late 90s. Right, now we're back with another Warhammer 40,000 game. This is from 1999. This is Rites of War. Again, rating pretty well at, what's that, mid to high 70s. So anyway, this is an interesting one. This one we finally sort of see the introduction of the Tyranids and also the Eldar in this particular game. So let's have a bit of a look and see what's actually in here. So we've got the player campaign, we've got Into the War Room, we've got Video Encyclopedia. One of the funny things with this game options is I don't actually have the widescreen option with this one. So I don't know if that will be coming. I should point out actually all these games I'm showing are not the ones that are going to be in the release yet. So I'm playing early versions with a lot of these games where they have to be tweaked more to make them sort of even more stable for like the large screens and so on and so forth. But you've got like, you know, sound effects and stuff. I've either can turn it on or off, for example. I can't actually make it go down. I might even just reduce how loud that is for me. Anyway, let's get back to it. And so I don't know if the war room again, I'm assuming play a standalone scenario, customize armies, edit scenarios, create a new scenario. Okay, look, I won't go back to that one. We'll play a part of the campaign. The encyclopedia again is interesting. This one here we can actually filter by Imperial with the different sorts of units. So we've got like all the listings in here. We can actually then segment them down by aerial only. So we've got Jump Marines and Seraphim. So that's interesting, actually having the Seraphim in there. Now that's the Adeptus Sororitas. So I didn't realise that they were in this one as well. So there's a lot of stuff in here. If we just go back to all of them. Yeah, that's actually interesting. Seraphim as well. That was them as well. That was the same one. Are there any others of the Adeptus Sororitas? Sisters Immolator, Sisters of Battle. There we go. That's your stock standard. Sisters of Battle in through there, but they're part of the Imperium in this particular one. We also have Tyranids as well, so we've got the whole range of different Tyranid sort of units back and through this other side, and the Eldar as well, like a whole lot of Eldar type units. So again, interesting just how much there was actually put into this particular game. And you know what's impressive is that there was soon after this era, probably maybe a decade or so afterwards, Games Workshop sort of changed the parameters of what gaming companies could do. And I don't know exactly when it came in, but there was a lot of limitations put on what you could do. So it's refreshing to see a game that released, back in the 1990s with so much in it. This is you often don't find this in modern games, even just because of the new licensing. I believe that's what's going on in behind different things. But this is very, very cool and very, very well done too. I mean, Games Workshop, of course, was heavily involved in the production of these, I would imagine. And SSI was an incredible company for its era. I think that Games Workshop then took more of they sort of stepped back a little bit to see what would happen with games before they sort of let games sort of accelerate a little bit, beyond that aspect. I'm thinking of sort of some of the more modern games. You've got a very limited scope, and then it opens up if the game proves itself, which is fine. So anyway, let's get back into it and just try a campaign. Rights player, I'm not sure what we can change there. Well, let's enter your player name, that'll be okay. We've got next banner. Alright, so you've got different banners, that's fine, we don't need to look at that.
Maiden world, those words. Imagine the mysteries, the memories that lie waiting. This world has a voice that calls out, troubling us with emanations. Formed by our ancestors before the fall, she is a treasury of artifacts, an image called forth from that age when Eldar knew no bounds. There now, in ancient lands, humans breed, unknowing of the powers their carelessness may unleash. They must not know us as we were of old. Few as we are, we shall regain the treasures of our past, returning them to our care, to the void. Proceed to your mission briefing and embark, having no mercy on those who oppose you.
Alrighty. Not sure where I click to get started. Done. There we go. That's a scenario map. So that's it there. Objectives. Maiden world. Though you came in peace to reclaim ancient artifacts from the world created by your ancestors, human trespassers resist the effort. Engage and destroy to win. Destroy all enemy units on the map. Liberate the Eldar artifact site for a bonus. Deployment hex is available. 10. Okay, that's done. Manage your army. I don't know if we have to. Look, I'll just let it go with whatever's here by default at this stage. Units for purchase, I do need to do it. Okay. Well, in that case, what do I have? I've got one of these guys. I've got unit cost. Let's just go and I'm just assuming. Oh, that's pretty cool. These are 0. What are they? Just get a bit of everything. So striking scorpions here. We'll bring those in as well. Glory available. Glory spent. So I've already spent more than what I can afford to do. The mimes, I'll get rid of those. So I've only got a small amount that I can bring back in. These don't cost anything. Alright, let's just do it that way. So we've got 8 of 10. I'm not sure how we get the extras. There we go. Bring them all in. Alright, that'll do us. Purchase a strategy. I'm not sure what that does. Play current scenario. Let's get into it. Again, looks nice. Well presented. And again, I don't have a real lot. If I use the arrow keys, that doesn't do anything. Right mouse button. Oh, that is just the deployment. So, 40 turns to do what we have to then go and do. So, we have different bases and things around the place. Well, let's move across into the forest. I like this. I'm really impressed with this, with these games, to be honest. They are looking fantastic. There we go. We've got ourselves another unit, Imperial Guard. Speed to go through everything? No. I thought they would be able to move a bit further. Fan out and see what we see. These have a shot. Not sure what these will do. It's nice and simple, which is actually good. Terrain has got a movement cost again, which is nice. We can actually move through the forest better than the others. So there's a difference there with everything. Okay, we're going to turn there. I'm not sure how we fire. So we're going to be in close. Nice. That's good. This one's taken a bit of damage. It's down to 10. Okay, we've got some more Imperials, missile team, and a guards unit back over there. Yeah, so we're looking at the Imperial Guard. That's going to be, the Militarum, the Astra Militarum. Okay, you found an ancient Eldar tome stolen by the humans from the nearby Aspire. Capturing a unit gains 20 experience. Nice. Just keep them in behind. Not sure what that hill does. Thought it would somehow. Oh. It's nice to sort of have a game where the Eldar is the other ones. Only move once, that's interesting. So I can't fire at that one. Nothing much going on. Good reaction fire. Down, that's good. Moving these down. Anyway, you get the idea. It's a fairly sort of simplistic combat game, but it's got a lot of scope in terms of the different units, which is actually pretty cool. Destroyed that one. Firing back. Morale drop, that's interesting. There's more Imperials down that way. This is one of these games where you just want to keep on playing, to be honest. Yeah, it's destroyed. So we've got more Imperial Guards back in through here. Gone. Anyway, look, I'll leave it there. You get the idea. It's sort of one of these sort of games which, with a lot of different types of units in it, actually, by the looks of things, ultimately. So, looks again, I can see why these are classics. Like it's sort of, like it's funny that I've sometimes heard the names, but I haven't ever really played a lot of these games, and so I'm sort of now kicking myself again. I've done that with a few games in the past, but. These are all exceptionally good games for the era that they're from, like, exceptionally good. Anyway, I'll leave this one here and we'll go on to the next part of the list. Well, now we just sort of meander past the year 2000, the Y2K bug, in effect. And so that was Rites of War, right in July of 1999, and then we'll get across into the 2000s. So the next one we're going to be having a look at is going to be Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior, which rated 65. So this is probably the lowest of the rankings of everything that we're going to be looking at today. You'll notice there's a few other ones coming up as well, which I've sort of got coloured in blue. These are technically part of the... so I've put in everything that's actually part of this, the Classics range. And so these are Classics range, but nothing to do with SNEG. So I won't be showing those, but I do want to just mention that they're actually in there as well as part of what's going on. We've got Dawn of War 2, for example, will be coming up. And so we've got, and then I've got ones in grey as well, which sort of aren't considered in the Classic range because I guess they're still modern adaptations of those particular games. But there's still a lot coming up, guys, a lot coming up. So let's get into Fire Warrior and see what that one's like. Alright, here we are with, so this is Fire Warrior, Warhammer 40,000 Fire Warrior. In this case you're playing as a Tau, but this is a first-person shooter, which is not normally what I play, so we'll only play this for a short period of time and see how we go. We'll get smashed here, I guess. Funny, I used to play these a lot. This is, of course, in the era of, I guess, Quake and Doom and things like that.
The cradle of mankind.
It's a nice intro, but again, I won't play too much of it.
Known to
It's giving you good background information about the seat of power.
An empire of 1,000,000 worlds, the Imperium stretches across the galaxy. Besieged by aliens and monsters, attacked from within by heretics and rebels, for 10,000 years it has endured, protected by fleets of warships and legions of genetically engineered warriors. It is the 41st millennium,
and there is only war. Contact with the latest threat to the Imperium was made here, a star cluster in a distant spiral arm. The race is young, vigorous, and technologically advanced. They call themselves the Tau.
Here we are. Okay, let's get into it. Well, I think that's all we have to do anyway. This one's an interesting one because it doesn't have the finesse with the mouse. I can't use the mouse in this bit of it. I can use it in the game, but I can either play single player or online with other people, I guess. So just play in normal mode. I should play in easy because this is a first-person shooter. But anyway, let's go with it. We'll go to new game, and I'll go no training. So new game, yes. So you'll lose your current progress. That's okay. We don't have any. So Fire Warrior is a actual Tau warrior. I'm not sure if you only fight Tau versus Tau or whether you actually do end up fighting other things. Anyway, let's just get past this. Okay, so the ethereal Kovash is being held somewhere in this area, and you must locate him. Once you have his location, we'll send an extraction team to rescue him. This is your trial by fire. You must do your best. So the use key is the enter key, so we'll just go and do that. So this looks to be our fire team, is it?
I remember how nervous I was before mine. Let me help you get ready. Have you checked your visor is working properly?
Come on, let's just get into it.
Check. Ammo check. Shield check. You are ready for combat. Good luck, Fire Warrior. We will save Cobra.
Good to go. Still can't move. WASD is my movement. And I've got things like the left control is crouch, space is jump. I can't do anything just yet.
The ramp will drop soon. Go on the green light. The tactical readouts say our forces are making good progress, but stay alert. Do not fail your trial. Prove your skills and honor the firecast.
We are taking some fire.
Here we go, here we go.
Lucia, prepare for landing. Prepare for touchdown. Green light.
Can't move. Now I can. Where is it? Is it one of ours? Yeah, it was. Just friendly fire. Just killed him. Can't aim. Need to reload. Reload again. Just ran out of ammo yet again. We're clearly out of ammo. I think I need to press the enter for that one. No. There's some ammo that we just picked up. Did we? No, that wasn't ammo. If we switch, 2, 3, no, nothing like that. Not sure what the second weapon actually is. Well, let's just run in and go out in a blaze of glory. Oh, now we got it. Now we got it. I don't know why we're not being hit. I seem to be able to just run anywhere I like.
Don't let the warrior get away. Kill him.
Oh, Wolfenstein. Some health. Objective complete. There we go. Geez, I'm a champion at this sort of first-person shooting stuff. All right, we'll leave it there. That gives you a bit of a feel for Fire Warrior. We'll move on to the next in our little list. Don't know how I survived that, but anyway, it's we're not taking a real lot of damage. Anyway, we'll leave that one there. So the first Dawn of War then came out in like a year after Fire Warrior in September of 2004, which is also part of the classic collection. This will be, of course, the remastered versions. I think that they'll be included in the classics, which have just come out recently. Then we go across into 2006. We skip a couple of years, and we get into the Mark of Chaos. So let's have a look at that particular game. This is Warhammer. Yeah, I'm assuming this is Warhammer 40,000, but it actually doesn't have the 40,000. So I'm guessing maybe it is just Warhammer Fantasy. I don't know this one, so we'll see how we go. All right, let's just get it loaded in and see how we go. This is the gold edition of the game, but again, adapted or will be adapted, of course, into the more modern sort of style of things. Just call this one Daz Tactic. If I could spell it correctly. Geez, I have 3 or 4 different letters that got added in there. Just go and click on OK. Okay, this one is looking like it's this is Warhammer Fantasy. Back in this other side, I'm guessing just before Fantasy changes, which we'll talk about in just a minute anyway. So we've got a tutorial which I should play, but I won't. I'll just go to single player, and we'll go and play the campaign. Why not? So, Chapter 1, the Call for War, Orcs and Goblins. Okay, that's pretty cool. And the Hordes of Chaos. So you've actually got the 3 different factions in through here again as well. Let's see what Green Tide Rising does. Is that us as the Greenskins, or is it the us still as the Imperium? Yeah, that's very quiet. Chapter 1, Green Tide Rising, there we are. Graphics are just getting... It's funny doing this historically because the graphics just get better and better over the years, you know, like it's still not great, but it's getting up there. It's funny how dramatic, things actually changed, I guess in the early 2000s. Animation's much better as well. Still very clunky in terms of the game assets for 3D.
The war is ready to be launched against the stinking Ummies. First, we have to get through the lands of the stunt.
I've got to say, the voice acting from this era, it was excellent.
What's the plan, boss?
The plan?
It did get worse. Alright, so how do we do this one? So for Gorbash to invade the Empire, he must first smash aside those standing in his path. So let's just see how we go. This is the breakthrough. So it looks like we don't have random maps or anything like that. It is going to be purely a select missions as you run through. Press any key. Another cutscene. Looks like they spent a fair bit of time doing the cutscenes. So I might just cancel this and skip through just because we don't have a real lot of time for each of these. Okay, here we go. This is interesting. This looks very, very cool, I've got to say. Again, you can see why they're classics. This is the deployment. You can grab all of them if you like. Very very Total War-ish in its approach. Deployment has been finished. Do we march off? Yeah, we can. It's funny, the WASD keys still don't work. That's good. You can actually, it's a very Total War. I'm not sure how we change things around. Let's go for them. Smash them, guys. Smash them. This one rates pretty highly as well. So, is it dwarves? I don't know how to rotate the screen. Q&E, no, because they don't actually work. Yep, dwarven hammerers.
I'm sick of all this walking around. We shall strike them.
Okay, I've got some more up there. Can we get them?
I'll get him. I can take care of him. There's another tribe here. That's how what made of, boys.
Oh, that one's just dropped something wonderful. A potion. Let's go and grab it. This is still a long time before, Total War Warhammer. But anyway, you sort of get the idea anyway. It's sort of very much, you can choose your units very similar to Total War. I can grab these and just tell them to go after different units. Let's get the Gorbash unit. Yeah, again, if I choose the actual, like I can attack the various symbols, and then we're actually okay.
You can't speak to me.
It sort of gives us the idea. This, of course, would just be an entry level scenario, I would imagine. Still pretty cool.
Where's the best shots?
So it's been quite interesting sort of seeing the changes across the various games as things sort of did happen. Again, I won't spend too much time with this title because you get an idea as to what's going on here. That's really what I just needed to do, is just sort of show you, like I can change the, again, very much like Total War. You can sort of right click and change the direction, change the facings. I don't know if there's other things we can do. Here we go, we've got like line formation, tight units, attach hero to regiment, a whole lot of different stuff in here. Very Total War-ish. Very cool, I gotta say. So meandering up the path.
There they are.
It's a bit more units that have now arrived.
Where's the best shots? Will fight for your war boss.
The voice acting again, it's very soft in this, but it's actually very good. Anyway, I'll leave that one where that is. That gives you a feel for that particular one, so I'll just let that one go there. So that was Warhammer Mark of Chaos, which was from 2006. So we're sort of getting closer to our era now. We're only 20 years off, but we're still very much in the classic era. Let's just scoot across a little bit and sort of have a look at a few of the others. So we had Dawn of War 2. Now these are both part of the classic pack. So they're just not sort of, they're not going to be shown here today. Space Marine first came out in 2011, so then we sort of got a bit of a gap across into here. And then we have the, I'll just see if there's anything else here. I've got a lot of different things now coming back through. So Space Marine is, because Space Marine 2 came out, this is not really considered in the classic range, because Space Marine 2, in fact, I'm almost at the end of the list here. In fact, that's it there at the very end. I'll just go and bring it in there that's the end of our. This is where we are right now, 2026. So so we see there that Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. That's why they're in grey, which means that they're not really part of the classic grouping. Now we had also Chainsaw Warrior came out. I don't know anything at all about that particular title in 2013. So we're sort of now skipping ahead fairly quickly, and then we actually hit a few other different sorts of games that, actually, even before we get there, we've got the Space Marine, we've got Blood Bowl, the Chaos Edition. That was an awesome game. Like, that was really, really good. So that's part of the classic collection. Talisman, which I didn't actually realise that was a Warhammer game. But Talisman Digital Edition is also in there. I've actually got the board game. I didn't realise it was a Warhammer game. I sort of vaguely remember parts of it. I mean, I had it from, I don't know how long ago. So I don't even know if I still got it. That sort of surprises me. In 2013, Space Hulk. Now we're going to be playing that one next. So we'll rip into that one. This is a game I used to love playing this.
We are contact.
Here we go, Space Hulk. It was actually taken off Steam. But it's back. It's back because Sneg has been sort of updating some things. This is an updated version that I've got. I don't know what difference there is.
Avenge me, my brothers.
This is very much based on games like Laser Squad from back in the 90s, where you sort of really got like almost a top-down view.
The Emperor has gifted us with a mission to redeem ourselves. The Blood Angels need no longer carry the burden.
I love the difference in seeing as the years progress, the technology sort of making the animation better, etc., etc.
Scans of the Space Hulk reveal the presence
Tyranids. There's some Terminators. It's a fairly awkward walk. This is very, very board gaming. I used to love it. I've always enjoyed Laser Squad type games. So anyway, this is the first time I've sort of reloaded it back in for a long, long period of time. Right, let's go and play Shop Banner Configuration Manual. Yeah, let's not worry about that one. Just go to Campaign. We'll select a mission. Boarding the Sin of Damnation. That'll do us. Recommended for new players. So Beachhead is the one we're going to be playing.
Have reached the sin of damnation, and the sound of our bolters rings true through its corridors. It is imperative that we secure the beachhead before the Gene Stealers can mount a coordinated counterattack. All flanks must be secured to give us time to reinforce our position. Sergeant of the squad, accept your orders. One squad will be sufficient. You will deploy your Terminators here. We have predicted the enemy routes of attack. Defend the breach until a beachhead has been established.
So it's a very simple game, like very simple, in the sense of what it does do. So it's a Space Hulk is like an abandoned ship that's been floating around for eons, and we're sort of coming back in now to sort of try to take it on. The members of your squad may be deployed in any order you choose. Select a Terminator from the roster and click left mouse button. Yeah, so anyway, I'll just do what I've got to do in through here. So got Terminator there. So this is Brother Dino, and we've then got Brother Goriel. Deploy.
Your orders, sir.
Alright, so this is just going to go through the tutorial. Unfortunately, we sort of have to go and do this one, I guess. So in this case, I just need to hit this one. 31% chance to hit the enemy. So kill all the Gene Stealers. If I just move up a little bit... That's done it. Move in an action point. So select your Terminator by clicking on it with this left mouse button. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Now, vision is important in this game. Just don't know which way I should go with this. Whether we actually just turn it off, like, and this is actually what we're seeing through the viewfinder. How do I rotate? I forget how. Is it this one here? Rotate view left. Yeah, so it sort of clicks into position there. Let's move down this way. And we can look down the corridor. And we think there's going to be some more coming back in this way. Let's just move down that way. Now we also think there's more coming in behind us. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and set this one up as a just to block off anything that does come through this other side. Alright, so we'll leave him there to block off both of those areas. And in fact, if I move it across to there.
Objective locked.
And then just rotate down. It's rotating the view. Strategic view is sort of like a little symbol of where things actually are. To rotate, I've forgotten how to do this. Overwatch. That's not it. Well, this isn't good. It's rotating the view. Options. Do we have battle log? Nope, that's okay. I can't remember what to do here. Resume the game. I'll just see if I can. I should be able to figure it out. God, yeah, this one's going to be Overwatch. That's what we want, but I want it rotated around. I surely don't have to walk off and then bring him back in. Q and E change the change what actually happens there. That's got it. It was left click and drag. I knew it was something like that. And so we'll put him into Overwatch. All right, and we'll end our turn. Gene Stealers are now moving in. There we go, turning. That's exactly now what it's wanting to do. Press the key. Now we've got different action points in through here. Not sure if I can. I don't know if I've got to block that one off somehow. I think what I'll do is I'll just go back into guard mode. And we'll end our turn there again. This one doesn't stay on Overwatch, so we'll just put him back on Overwatch again.
Protocol initiated.
Yep, which is what we've been doing. Are we supposed to move in here? Oh, we're actually just supposed to kill them. Okay, well, that's not really going to help us much, is it? Just got to wait for them to arrive. It's funny, the little action point there in the corner there. Now, Ascension came out like a little time after this one. Let's go and move up into here. Come on, move. Oh, I can't turn. Anyway, let's leave Space Hulk here, and we'll play a bit more of Ascension. We'll spend more time with that one because that was the secondary game. So we'll switch out across to that one now. Alright, so this is where Sneg has sort of taken control of these games now, and is sort of going to be upgrading them. I'm assuming that the DLC may be part of it. Actually, I shouldn't say I'm assuming that it is, but because it may not be. But there was some DLC for these games as well. Ascension came out a year after. I'll sort of go through where that was in the timeline very, very soon. But both of these have been taken off Steam and are coming back now. So these are going to be part of the Classic collection. There's a few games, actually, a fair few games, that Warhammer games, that were taken off, and they've been brought back. Ascension, there we are. Now, from memory, there was a piece of debris in this one. I think it was this game here, where the centre of gravity was off, and I can't see it now. Maybe they fixed it, but there was like a spinning piece where the centre of gravity was miles off. Anyway, that was just something I do remember. Here we go, rogue game mode. I don't know what that is. Survive and exit from randomly generated chain Space Hulk maps. So your score is calculated from the number of kills, exiting with Terminators, disabling defense systems, and number of turns used. So game selection. This sounds pretty cool, actually. I think this must be the DLCs, because I don't remember playing this. So let's go and go Darkest Terror. Can we click any of those? Play these seeds for... Oh, hang on, that's actually... they're just random seeds. Okay, in that case, I'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll play with a random squad. And away we go, briefing. So let's just see how we go with a bit of a random map.
Sergeant of the squad.
I like that. I like that. Makes me want to play it again now. The other one, when I quit out of Space Hulk, it actually showed the content there for the Space Wolves, which I also don't remember. That's why I'm thinking the DLC may be part of this. Deploy Terminators in these zones. Deploy at least one Terminator. Alright, so to deployment. We've got some Terminators ready. So we've got a number of them in through here as well. These are just Thumiel with the heavy flamer. And we've got this one here with a Storm Bolter. These are all got Storm Bolters. I'll bring you in to that position there. And I'll bring the heavy flamer in as well. So let's just go and do that. So Q&E will then sort of do the rotation around the place. So we've now got random maps, which again is, like, this game's ideal for this. Let's move around the corner and change the facing. This is much easier. So set up what you want. Now if we just press the, it's not the map, what else have we got? We've got the, not sure what these little buttons are at the top there. Alright, that'll do us. We have toughness, yeah, that's okay. End our turn. Just going to continue while it just sort of sets things up. Bring in the other Space Marines. Oh, I can bring him in even over here as well.
Terminator ready.
Alright, that's fine. Let's move these up. Again, we can sort of see what's coming up. There's a doorway up ahead. And I can go and open the door. One action point. Alright, so that's now been done. Now it looks like there's potentially an attack. So we're sort of, I'm not seeing anything there that I can attack actually. So we'll continue on back around this way. I'll get this one up to stay on the same side. Looks like we don't have to worry about whatever's behind us now. Now I've got this thing, we've got a door there. We are now getting, this is actually where they're going to be coming from. And we can see that they're going to come around this corner. That'll do us. Just going to stay where I am, I think. Yep, there's nothing much there that we need to do. So with the heavy flamer, if I press tab, that doesn't go to anyone else. Let's give him a bit of support. Does use an action point to turn around. Give me a look at the small screen up in here to sort of see what's going on. All right, we'll end our turn there. I think everyone has now moved.
With all due haste.
Put the action points in here. Let's get ready with that one there. I won't open it up until next turn. To move our way through. So one action point for that. Open the door. Just get them ready for the next phase. You've got to stumble around, don't they? In their suits. Now, I might have a look around this corner. It actually goes a few different ways.
Moving out. Moving out.
Oh, okay, there's nothing there. And I'll keep this one in support with this one as well. Get it where we can at least get some kills, and then we'll call it quits from here as well. All right, we'll end our turn. Here they come. All right, flamer time. Power fist. We do have the flamer. I thought the flamer would be able to hit that one, but this looks like that's the power fist is what we have to then go and use here. Yeah, we can see what's happening back in there, and we've got more coming in this other side. I'm now going to use the flamer. And how do we do that? Must be attack. Focused fire. I've got long fire, where I can sort of flame out in through here. I've got a wide fire, where I can actually flame out into there. So you can sort of see the different ranges. And I've then just got a focused fire, which is still going to hit that one. Yeah, I don't have enough. I need to go back one before I can make use of it. We've still got 4 action points here, so I think I'm going to be okay. Let's just move this one back. And then we'll use the wide flamer here. Still got 2 action points. Wide fire. We'll then sort of do all of that. Nice. Good work there. So we can again look down through his visor and see what he's up to. So that one worked. This one here, let's go and open up this gate and see what we've got. Now that there is just a grate, but there's something else coming through here. I think that the Tyranids can actually move through these. We'll move forward. That one still can't do anything.
Moving to target coordinates.
All right, here we go. I've got a few of them here now. Now I've still got 4 action points. So I've got, this is the bolter fire, 35%. Not really enough. I've got a better shot here again. It's going to use up all of the action. Move back a little bit as we do it. Blasted it to pieces, that's good. So that sort of gets that one out of the way. Nice. We'll end our turn there. So we'll look at each of these.
Hostile targets ahead. Targets.
We have to use now power fists. I know. Still bolters, that's okay. Nothing's come through here. Let's just close that door and move over. So we've got a rending claw down that way. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I can close the door. Move this one up to there. The bolter. Got more coming down this way as well. The rending claw. I'll use the flamer again. I've got limited flames I can use with this. Yeah, that'll hit him. Not by much though.
Target.
We'll get this guy to stumble forward a little bit. They can protect the flames coming out of this this hatchway. Okay, we'll end our turn there. Yeah, they brought us down. Terminator's turn. So we have actually lost the first one. Do it again. Missed again. Wow. Okay. Alright, well that's 2 of them down. Let's move into this position. So we've got another one down that way. I can't really go into Overwatch as such. Oh, there's Overwatch. Okay, we'll do that. I should have been doing that much more.
Securing position.
That's all we can really do at this stage. We'll end our turn here. There we go. Again, looking just through the... Wow, there's heat on coming through. Poor. This is Moloch now.
Weapon jammed.
And overheating. Okay, well. Now, I'm spending too much time with this. I'm going to have to leave it here. But anyway, you get the idea of what Space Hulk is like. And Space Hulk Ascension with the random maps. I really love it. I love it. So that's pretty cool. I will actually get out of here because, It may show us some other things we can then go and do. There was a few different DLC packs that were that came with the original Space Hulk Ascension. So if I just go back out to abort mission, just see if it mentions anything else about different options we then actually have. So road game mode. I don't ever remember that one, and I would remember that if it was there. That's why I'm thinking that that's actually there. There's nothing much there. Gameplay. Black, green. Yeah, there's different Gene Stealer skins. Anyway, that's fine. We'll just apply those. But it doesn't look like it's actually there. I'll just go back out and. Again, it's been an interesting little sojourn through the various games that are in the classic range. We'll just go and quit the game. Just see if it... Yeah, no, that's gone straight back out. We'll just sort of scroll down our long list of games and get to 2017, where we've got Man of War Corsair for 69. Let's just get that one out of the way, and we'll sort of finish this off with a bit of a finalising of the history of the timeline. Alright, so here we have Man of War Corsair, which is a game that is predominantly about Warhammer naval combat, and I think there was a DLC, Warhammer Naval Battle, so that should be included as well. Just looking down the bottom there, and it's version 1.5.0. So this one, I do actually have the more updated version that is going to be then released, re-released on Steam. It was a Steam release at one point. I've never actually played the game, so other than just to make sure it was all actually sort of opening. I don't know what update 150 is. It just goes back. Oh, here we go. So it just gives information about when they're coming, etc., etc. So that is all sort of happening with the different updates. This is literally the one that is going to be the update for returning to Steam. Okay, let's go and play a campaign, or start of a campaign. Just go into new game. Shiraz. So we've got different nationalities. Bretonia. We have to finish off the tutorials to then unlock Khorne, Nurgle, Slaanesh. So there's a lot of chaos in through here. Sinch. Did we have anything else? I thought we might have had an Orc or something. Orcs is definitely in here. So we've then got male and female characters in there as well. So just arrange them. There we go. We'll go with Captain Choraz. Just go continue. The outfit, captain's hat, you can sort of change them around to whatever you sort of want them to be. Just go continue again as well. Select a description of your life so far. I'll just go regular. Continue. And the revenge sounds good. I like the symbol. Continue. So we have to start off in the tutorial. Unfortunately, we can't sort of get straight into different bits and pieces. So your vessel of revenge. En route to the port of Norden.
Captain, it's no good! We ain't gonna make it! Those damn greenskins gonna cut us off!
Now the greenskins are on the right slightly, I think, and the other ones are on the left there.
There'll be a squadron of Empire ships!
Yep, the Empire ships are being attacked by the Orcs.
Hit those Orc ships hard and fast!
That's the Orcs. So I can turn around and look around just by rotating. I can press WASD to then sort of start to move in around the different places. I can press G to start to have a look at the Fang. Okay. And just zoom, I can do that with left shift. I won't worry about that one. I can aim. I can use the scroll wheel to sort of get it so that it's going to be more applicable. So I'll just get it around there, and fire. So we're being hit. We're being hit. We'll do that again. We're ready to go. I think I may have missed. I did. I shot too low. I don't know what he's all happy about on the deck there. Just wait for them to load up again. A little bit further. Do it again. Just got to keep our broadsides going, just using the WASD key. We aimed a bit high there. I think I've closed the gap enough. There we are. There we go. Fame increased. So we've sort of done that one through there. Scourge of the Orcs. Now we have different things again, like where we can sort of raise the sail. We've got another one that we're fighting against. Oh, we are too. There we go. We're going to do a boarding action. So with WASD here, we can just aim with the pistol. I can't see anyone yet. Here they come. Just load. Change weapon. Get our trusty sword out and take on the orcs. Runs down. It's only a tutorial, should be easy. I'm just madly clicking with my mouse. Oh, I've been hit by the orc. That one's down. That one's down. So a big one at the back here. That one's down. There's a lot more. In the water. Right now we have to jump. So fame has increased. Oh, we've plundered it. Tabbed. Switch targets. More going on. Might be a bit low. Oh no, we got it in the hull. I'm trying to get the hull. Wait for the red to come up. There we are. Again, going to come back a little bit. Just closing the gap. Nice. Fame increased yet again. There's the Empire ships now with us. There's tab. This one now. Spin around. Take this one on. It's not a bad little game. It's not too bad at all. Nice and simple. I think this is one that only just got taken off from Steam, and maybe within a year. That's missing us. Right on, comrade. There we are. Nice. It's got one or two more shots, I think. And the Empire troops are also helping out here. A bit high. We did hit their sail. Not enough damage. Very close. Missed. Can I let these ship speed actually kick in a bit here? That was better. That was better. It's trying to board us. go. Fame increased. No more targets. That's great.
We did it! While we support the Empire, we know we'll have a safe harbor with them.
So now we need to, we've got this,
The wind is with us. Set sail for port.
I don't know what the best sailing speed and ship speed actually is, but anyway, that's the port ahead of us. We'll press G and have a bit of a look. Ostermark, and then the towers back over there into the actual town itself. Let's press G again.
Back to work.
But I think this is enough for you to get a feel for the actual game itself. So I will actually leave this one here, and then we'll get back into our presentation. So yeah, I'll be right back. And so Space Hulk, which you sort of see on the screen there, like back from 2013, was actually taken away from Steam. I don't know when it was, but just some time ago. If you had it, you could still play it, but if you didn't have it, you couldn't buy it. But that's now back. So there's a lot of them in this category. If you so to go back up the top through here, Chainsaw Warriors, one that's not being, that's going to be coming in as well. I think we just briefly mentioned that one before. This one, Space Hulk Ascension, came in 2014. And again, it sort of scored 68. I feel it was a better game than 68, but anyway, that's what did Space Hulk have? That had 70, so about the same. But they are very board gamey, the way that they do sort of play. So that was those two there. And again, they've now been brought back, or being brought back. By the time you see this, I think they will be actually then live again, back on Steam. So they'll be there. Then we've got a few other games. Anything with green is another game that is not part of the SNEG library, but is actually also coming back into the classics, but it's also coming back and has been taken off Steam and then coming back into Steam. And so in 2014, Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon was probably one of the best games around it, really, for sort of playing like tactical Warhammer Space Marine type combat. A very, very cool game. So it rated at 75. It's coming back as well now. So that one was taken off about a year ago back, I think it was. I know that a fair few of you mentioned, because I did cover this game quite a lot on my channel, and a fair few of you did mention that had happened. So anyway, that did actually happen back then. Chainsaw Warrior Lords of Night is also now coming back into the classics. Legacy of Dawn, Heralds of Oblivion. I don't know this game at all, but it looks like it was taken away and is now coming back. Now, there's an interesting thing that happened in 2015. This is the Age of Sigmar. This is actually where Warhammer Fantasy completely changed, and so it essentially the tabletop rules were sort of readapted, and Age of Sigmar then came in 2015. It was quite contentious at the time. It's now sort of settled down a lot, but there was a split between fantasy and Age of Sigmar fantasy. So anyway, that's just again nothing to do with the games that we're playing, but it certainly is just part of the actual history of what actually happened with Warhammer. Going back down, Talisman, the Horus Heresy, there we are. So that one was also now coming back into the classics. Battlefleet Gothic Armada. Again, that was a pretty cool game, 77 for that one there. Actually, that may be the one with the spinning asteroid, I think. Anyway, this is also when Total War Warhammer came in. This is not part of the classic pack, because this is still very, very much an active game at this time. Again, rates pretty highly there at 86. So in 2016, so 10 years ago was when the Total War Warhammer series sort of then started. I'll just zoom back up the top again. Sanctus Reach in 2017. This is another game that was taken away from the library, from the Steam library, and is now being brought back as part of the classic range. Blood Bowl 2 Legendary Edition coming back into the classic range. I don't know what the pricing of this will be. This one was always overpriced, from what I could remember. Anyway, it's interesting to see that one back there again as well. As we sort of scroll down through, Warhammer 2 came out in 2017 as well. Warhammer Underworlds, Shadespire, no idea what that game is, but it's also one that looks like it was taken off Steam at one point. It came out in 2018, so it wasn't around for all that long, but it's now going to be coming back as part of the classics. Then we've got back in Warhammer 40,000 Gladius. Actually, that's coloured blue. That's not going to be considered one of the classics, I think. I think that's actually still going to be just a... that should be grey. That was my mistake. So I coloured that the wrong way. Warhammer Quest 2, The End of Times, coming back to Steam as well. I know nothing about that particular one. Space Hulk Tactics is also coming in again as I don't know if that one was ever taken off. That was sort of like, I think, the final of the Space Hulk ones in 2018. And so that one's, that rated reasonably well. And then Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. It looks like that one's actually, these I don't think they should be blue, some of these. I think Mechanicus is still considered to be a modern game. Talisman Origin would be part of the Classics collection. I'll have to go and check that. I think I may have made some mistakes here. So I think I've coloured a few things down as if they're classics when they're not really classics. I think Mechanicus is still very much a current game. So then we've got Future Dark Blood Red States. Again, I don't know that particular game. As we come back up the top again. Now, the developer who's kindly sort of sponsoring this video, well, it's not. Is it a developer or is it a publisher? It's technically a publisher, but it's also a developer. And so Sneg incorporated they basically incorporated in 2020. So like after we've actually covered all of these various games, like that's when they sort of they came into being. But you'll probably be thinking, oh, this sounds very much like what GOG did, like with sort of implementing like getting old games and making it so that they would work and then selling it on their system. And Sneg actually sort of has got a relationship with GOG, and I don't know exactly what that is. I think that there were some of the partners were part of GOG at one stage and something like that. And I think GOG at this point actually then moved across, and this is my understanding, and I may be completely wrong about this, but I think that GOG then moved away and started to sort of really just do publishing, and then Sneg was sort of involved in both rebuilding the games and repackaging them so that they would work on modern systems and publishing the game as well. So with that sort of the divide that happened in there, which I think was fairly, like it still worked well. GOG was using Sneg to sort of do the actual work of getting the games up and running. It just means that it's now open for us to play it on Steam. So if it's now going to be coming to the Steam library. A lot of these games have been on GOG for a while, and so anyway, that's going to be so that's where sort of Sneg fits into things, and so which is really cool. Like I think they've got a big handle on the SSI library, I believe, like not just these Warhammer games, but other games as well. So look out for them because, you may want to sort of start, if you follow any developers or publishers on Steam, you may want to put Sneg into that list because I think that, again, with the classic games that they do have, it's going to be interesting to sort of see where they end up. So definitely do that if you are interested in that. Just a few others, just in terms of the context of timing. Battle Sector came out in 2021. I don't know if we've got a few other. Total War Warhammer 3, 2022. Now, this is actually in 2023. Sneg begins the Warhammer Classics initiative. So they were the ones who started to sort of pull all these things together. And you can sort of tell just with the fact that they're doing that is that they're passionate about these classic games. And they're not just the Warhammer ones, but everything. And so I'm very thankful, again, we play these strategy games where people are so passionate about what goes on with them, and like all the different streamers that I talk to and all that sort of stuff, we're all extremely passionate about the actual industry and what actually happens, and it's just great that a group of people like at Sneg will be able to sort of give life back and breathe life back into these games again, and then bring them out so we can all enjoy them, which is fantastic. So anyway, well done, Sneg. I'm not being paid to say that. I really do appreciate when there's a high degree of passion behind decision making, and you can see it with this one through here. Just finishing off where we are, Bolt Gun came out in 2023. It's funny, I thought that actually came out only last year, so I'm 2 years off with that one. And Space Marine 2, of course, came out in 2024. So that's just sort of these are not part of the classics. Anything with that grey there, and I'm pretty sure that Gladius is not part of the classic group as well. Anyway, guys, thanks you for watching this particular video. I will try to sort of get an index of all the different bits and pieces, particularly with the gameplay, down below, so we can sort of then have a you'd be able to sort of go to specific games to have a look and see what's happening with those. I'll also put links down as much as I can about where you find the different portions. There will be a classics range in Steam itself, so I'll actually put a link to the Steam page of all the classics, because there's going to be about 20 titles in that particular segment on the Steam page. It's at time of recording, it's not there, but by the time you see this, it should be there and live. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a really blast playing it. It actually really shocked me at just how you could see the technology changing like year by year by year, which was really, really interesting for me to do this. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this sort of content, and I'll catch you next time.